Welcome to another special edition of Popcorn Bucket List. All the great classics have Christmas specials. Charlie Brown, The Muppets, and now Popcorn Bucket List. All in the same echelon right there. This is our Christmas special, in case you haven't. I dressed up for it. I never dress up. This is like the most holly jolly I've ever been. Also, my Flash shirt still makes sense. A man in a red suit that can go around the world in one night. That's Christmas.
Hey, that's a great...
Christmassy.
Yeah. That's in the MCU, I think, too.
No. Don't you dare besmirch his name. He's one of the few things DC has to offer anymore. But yeah, this is our Christmas special. We thought we'd give this a little try, talk some Christmas movies. Here with me, as usual, because he never, ever leaves that chair all year round, is Ryne Meyerberg. And joining us is the co-host of Some Show, another Omni Entertainment production, shameless plug, is Bailey Tomasic. How are you doing, guys?
Great.
Good.
At the time of this recording, it feels kind of Christmassy out there. There's snow on the ground. By the time this video comes out, it will probably be in like wildfire season because of how weird the weather's been recently.
It went from raining, thundering, and lightning to like 60-mile-an-hour winds and snowing.
Yeah.
In like an hour.
We don't know what we're going to step out of in here.
It could be, who knows what's going to be out there.
But it feels Christmassy now, so let's get in that spirit. Let's get in that feeling. Christmas movies, they've been a dime a dozen for nearly a century now. Quite a few to pick from. So let's talk about some of the classics. I'm defining classics. This is my own personal definition because it's my show, so my rules.
His show.
Yeah, no, this is my turf now. You're on my turf. This ain't some show anymore.
Familiar. It
yeah,
sounds
I know.
Familiar.
This is my turf now. But I'm defining classic Christmas movies anything before the year 2000. So,
Okay.
What are some classic Christmas movies that you guys kind of go to every year?
Classic. Well, obviously, I don't know when the Charlie Brown one came out, but we watch that every year. Shoot Your Eye Out, Kid, A Christmas Story. That plays on, 24/7 on Christmas Day on AMC or whatever. So I'll watch that a lot. I don't know. Jingle All the Way. I love that movie. I don't get to watch it every year, but I love that movie. I saw it as a kid and was like, I probably shouldn't be watching this, but I really liked it.
That's the one with
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yep.
Is trying to get his toy for his kid. Yeah. How about you, Bailey? What are some of the classics you jump to?
I think it's pretty obvious based on what I'm wearing, but I am a big Home Alone stan. And this might be a hot take, but I don't think it is because I'm right. The third one is just as good as the first two.
No.
I don't
even remember the plot of the third one.
Had the other kid.
It's just
a
a
new
kid. New kid, yeah.
He's home alone because he has chicken pox.
Okay. Well,
It has
there's
Scarlett Johansson in it.
Yeah,
I do remember
the
this
MCU,
one.
I'm
I do
telling
remember
you.
this one.
Yeah,
Yep.
In the
it
MCU.
does.
MCU connection confirmed. I'm going to bring that graphic back.
Yep.
And it's so good. It's so good. The pranks are stellar. Jokes there.
All right. I might have to rewatch that
Iconic.
one. I might have to rewatch that one.
Have you guys seen the new Home Alone one?
No.
No, we've watched it. I watched about half of it, and then it was okay. It's a whole different premise, kind of. It's pretty interesting, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Is the new premise that they left him there on purpose? Like,
No,
this is
no.
a really dark version.
Can
of it now?
I kind of not spoil it because
Might
I
as
haven't even
well.
seen the whole thing. So basically, the kid is visiting or looking at buying this house with his family, and then he steals something from the dad, and then.
So is the kid the bad guy in this
The
one?
kid is kind of the bad guy because he took something, but the dad is trying to break into that house to get his stuff back. So it's kind of like and then I ended up stopped watching after that. But
that alone made me more interested to see that new one than any of the trailers at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of like
the kid the bad guy.
It's like who's necessarily the bad guy here? Like it was just. Yeah, it's funny.
I've always said this: if a kid steals from your house, you are well within your right to invade that other person's home. That's a Nick Dahlhoff quote, 2021, right there.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
One of the back to classics here for a second. One of the classics I always go to, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I'm not going to say it's the most holly jolly Christmas movie ever. It doesn't even talk about who is the bad guy here. Clark Griswold has always kind of been almost an anti-hero in those movies, but I will say, as far as comedy sequels go, it's one of my favorite comedy sequels of all time.
Yeah. The whole National Lampoon's like archive of movies they're not the best, but they're all good, funny movies. I really like them.
I take back that statement. No, they are the best.
Ooh.
It's the best. It's one of the best sequels.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on.
Okay.
Popcorn Bucket List will be looking for a new co-host in the new year. That's my New Year's resolution now.
I haven't seen that movie probably in like 5 years.
How have you not seen that movie? It's on AMC like every other week in July.
Yeah. You got me.
I'm just saying. One other I think we need to get into, not for too long, but let's just get it out of the way. Die Hard's a Christmas movie, one of the best of all time. There we go.
Yep.
Discussion over. Let's move
Done.
on. Probably one of the oldest ones I've seen. I'm curious if you guys have any thoughts on that one. Is It's a Wonderful Life. This is probably the epitome of Christmas movies. Have you seen it?
I was just talking about this the other day. I have never seen it.
That's okay. It's not on very often anywhere.
But I feel like it is like the classic Christmas movie that everyone watches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Feels good, like sad.
Yeah.
All the things.
Yep. That and Miracle on 34th Street. I don't know if you
Yes,
guys-
I've seen that.
Yeah. Like that's what I think but I've seen them both.
Mm-hmm.
I will be watching it though this Christmas
I think
season.
It's Wonderful Life's on Prime. That's
Okay.
where I saw it.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
Any other classics you guys want to talk about? I think we mentioned Charlie Brown Christmas. I don't know. I think that's one of the best Charlie Browns, in my opinion.
Not the Flying Pumpkin.
Oh, Flying Pumpkin's pretty good.
Flying Pumpkin's
Great
awesome.
pumpkin. I don't know. I like the Christmas one because
Yeah.
that's one of the few ones that at the end they actually kind of rally around Charlie Brown, and you don't feel like this kid isn't gonna like.
What's he gonna do?
I don't know. I worry about that kid. Is all I'm gonna say. That just feels like one of the few ones that, like, at the end, they all actually. Like,
They're all friends.
They're all actually friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let's talk about some modern day ones. Anything post 2000. Now it's harder to call some of these classic Christmas movies because they're still kind of fresh.
Mm-hmm.
But what are some of the ones you think would, in like 10, 20 years from now, when more time has passed, will start kind of be put in those discussions?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I can start us off with one. If you need
Yeah.
more
What do you
time.
got?
I would be willing to debate Elf.
Debate.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a debate.
You don't think it's a debate?
I don't think it's a debate.
I think some people might argue against it because it's like a Will Ferrell comedy, and you almost don't want to put it in some of those like
Classics.
classic, like true classic. But I think it really captures that spirit of Christmas that is what what Buddy represents, of just being like, hey, I'm just being jolly, I'm just being happy over everything.
Yep.
You know, because it's Christmas and everything. What are your guys' thoughts on Elf?
I like Elf, and I think as long as, Will Ferrell is still a powerhouse name. I think until maybe he becomes a little bit older, it might not get into that classic yet, just because you're right, it does feel kind of newer. But I think a couple years down the road, it'll get over to that. It's a classic. Everybody's seen it. Everybody loves Buddy. Blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would say it's a classic strictly based on the fact that, maybe this is my opinion, but I feel like it's in everyone's, when you're going through your Christmas movies during the season, like, that's in the
loop.
The loop. Thank you.
In the binder of DVDs.
Exactly. Also, I feel like that came out probably when we were growing up, kids, right? When did that come out?
Mid 2000s.
Yeah.
I want to say 2004, but I'm not
So,
exactly
like,
sure.
our era of watching a new movie. I feel like kids that were born after that still have seen it and have watched it.
Mm-hmm.
So since they didn't grow up with it, it's a classic.
I was close. It's 2003, by the way.
That was a good guess.
Just so
Good
people
guess.
don't correct me.
And it's a quotable movie. If you quote it, you're guaranteed that someone's going to recognize it.
Yeah.
Yep. Congratulations, you did it. You're the number 1 coffee. You did it. Like, just, that boyish optimism of just being happy for everyone and everything. I've always found that movie interesting because For me, it's hard to believe. Can you imagine the same guy who directs Iron Man and like 5 years later directs that movie?
Yeah.
Like, I've always found that to be pretty interesting. Like, I think Jon Favreau is one of the most underrated modern directors.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I think
MCU.
Another MCU connection. MCU connection confirmed. Elf is going to be in. Buddy the Elf is going to be in Avengers 6. You heard it here first, folks. But yeah, I think it's one of Will Ferrell's best performances because he always has that boyish demeanor, that immaturity kind of thing. Yeah. And in other movies, they put him in adult scenarios. So it's funny, but it's a little annoying because we know those people.
Yeah.
But here, it works because he grew up in the North Pole. It makes sense why he acts this way.
Yeah.
So it gives Will Ferrell that chance to be full-on Will Ferrell, and we love him for it.
Yep.
We do.
What are some other modern ones you guys kind of like to check out?
I have one that I know is going to be a
hot take. Let's hear it.
Yeah. I really like the Polar Express.
Actually, I kind of agree with you.
Really? I feel like there are a lot of Polar Express haters out there.
I like the story. I think one of the reasons why people are against that is because Robert Zemeckis was the Robert Zemeckis phase where he was trying to be really, really inventive, and he was doing that mocap thing. But the problem is, we still haven't really figured out how to bridge that uncanny valley of making animated people look real. So it just kind of looks weird.
Yeah,
it's almost like Polar Express would almost been best as like an audiobook. But I like the story. I like the fact that the kid has to like. I don't know why it takes him so long to start believing and finally hear the bell, but like at the same time, like you hear him like later on, like all my friends stopped hearing it, but I never stopped hearing it. And plus, I think it's fun to see a train take kids to the North Pole. Like we all want to board that train.
Almost like Harry Potter.
Well, that's a little tease for what's coming up here. Yeah. I mean, as far as trains to board and movies,
trains to board to go into a magical land,
and the Harry Potter one have got to be like in the top 5.
Yeah, yeah. And could you argue Harry Potter's were part Christmas movies because some of them take place during
Well, they took place all year, so they was bound to hit Christmas. But
I'm just saying,
it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
What other modern ones do you guys like to check out?
Modern.
I feel like we could go over every single Hallmark Christmas movie.
We don't have to talk about the Hallmark Christmas movies, unless you got one that you really want to.
I mean,
recommend.
they're all the same, but they're so good.
I guess. I don't know when the last time
Hallmark celebrity in our midst.
Not me. It ain't me. I was just an intern. I just kind of.
You're not supposed to tell them that.
Yeah.
What is that, classified information?
Yes.
Do we have to blur that out now?
Yes.
What one did you work on?
I worked on a moving romance. It's about a girl and a guy, and they end up going back to town.
First, they don't like each other.
At first, they don't like each other. Then they fall in love. But we shot it at Calamigos, which is pretty cool.
Where's that at?
In California somewhere.
Oh.
We rented out like a whole empty building it was like a brick building. They turned it into like their office fire station thing. Yeah. Went like three or four people's houses for like the actual houses. Mm-hmm. You can probably cut all this out of there, but
I was gonna say, do you recommend the movie at least?
No, I haven't even seen it. I haven't even seen it.
I'm definitely keeping that.
Yeah, I've looked for it, but
you can't even find it.
I don't. I'm sure it's on somewhere. I've never.
We'll just scour Hallmark for like.
But
24 hours. We'll take shifts.
I did go online and look on the IMDb to see if they would
put your name in there.
No.
Well, now we anti-recommend that movie.
Yeah, don't,
because they did our boy dirty.
Yeah, come on.
What's your guys' favorite version of the Grinch? There's like 3 of those versions.
The cartoon version by far.
You like the original cartoon one?
Yeah. Yep.
I think I would go to the Jim Carrey one.
I kind of like the Jim Carrey one
just because it's like so nostalgic for me, because that's like my time.
I know that's probably.
Really?
Yeah.
It was okay.
I think it was.
I don't know. I like the add-ons. I know it's more of a short story.
Good. Like
Jim Carrey is. Come on, you got to give it up for Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I like Jim Carrey. I like him a lot. I think he was best in green when he was in The Mask. That's when he had the best green face. not in The Grinch.
Okay, I can't necessarily argue against that, but I don't know. I'm kind of the same boat. I know a lot of people don't like that live action one just because it adds on so many stuff.
Yeah.
But I like the add-ons. I like the fact that he interacts more with Cindy Lou because at the end when he does that lie to Cindy, it almost hurts more because in the cartoon version, like they've barely had any interaction.
Yeah.
And then he just lies to her. It's like, okay. But now when he lies to her, we've seen that she's like the only one that's ever supported him or had any support for, or like any like faith in him. Yeah. Any feeling or emotion at all other than hate. And so when he lies to her, then it's kind of like, dude, you are a sick person right now. You really are the Grinch. I get it. I get why you hate Christmas and everything, but I don't know.
Yeah. I like the Benedict Cumberbatch. I liked his voice. He was great. I liked it.
I haven't seen it.
I liked his.
Either.
Yeah, I liked his voice. I liked his character, but my all-time favorite is the old animated one. I like that one better. It's just my favorite.
Just to wrap things up, if you had to pick number one favorite, you could only ever watch this one Christmas movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Locked in. I already got it.
What do you lead
Really?
us off?
You want to go first or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right. My all-time favorite Christmas movie, Eyes Wide Shut by Stanley Kubrick. All-time favorite
How
Christmas
are you going
movie.
to justify that being a Christmas
Because
movie?
it revolves around Christmas. Couple scenes in there are lit only by Christmas lights. There's no lighting. It's practical lighting. It is only Christmas lights. It has some crazy undertones. The whole story itself is absolutely fascinating.
That's a weird way to put it, but okay.
Yeah, it's
That's not even a full
Under the Rainbow.
That's not even a full Kubrick. Like Spielberg took over at one point, didn't he?
No, he died right at the end of this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but Spielberg had to finish it.
Oh, I couldn't tell you how much
All-time
he
favorite
actually
Christmas
did.
movie, and I feel like I just out-knowledged you on this.
Have you seen it?
No, but that's
You
just
gotta
'cause
watch it.
I don't need to see Tom Cruise and Nicole
Whatever-
Kidman on a date night.
You don't
Just
really.
movie personified.
It's absolutely fantastic.
If I want to see Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman on date night, I'd watch Days of Thunder. At least then I could get some racing action.
Oh, there's action in this movie. You better
Not
believe
racing
that.
Not
racing.
that kind of action.
Not
I'm
racing.
not into that kind of action. I want to see him in a race car going 200 at Daytona.
But yeah, it's my all-time probably favorite Christmas movie.
All right.
A lot to think about, a lot to digest.
Okay.
Interesting.
Let's move on.
Very.
Bailey, what do you got?
I'm gonna go back to Home Alone.
You're gonna go back to Home Alone?
Yeah,
Home Alone 3?
The
first one.
The very first one?
The first one is the best one.
Yeah, I would
Most
say
iconic.
I would say that.
Yeah.
If I had to pick my number one that I could only ever watch for forever, I'm gonna say I guess it's not a feature film, so this technically doesn't count, but I'm gonna say it counts anyway. I'm gonna say Charlie Brown Christmas.
Charlie Brown Christmas?
There's not even any British people in that. You can't do that.
Hello,
accent.
Charlie.
No,
Charlie Brown.
this is my thing. Let me do mine.
Okay, all right.
Like I said, I think it's the best out of all the Charlie Brown specials. Even better than the Thanksgiving one, the Halloween one. I can't even remember any of the other ones. I love this one the most because, again, when the whole group comes together and like fixes the tree and like ends with everyone saying "Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown," like he's made it now. He's gonna make it another year at least. He could write off that for a while, but it was one of the few times that I feel like you actually feel like the main character of his own series actually felt like the main character.
Yep.
Like every other one of those specials is just to crap on that guy.
It is.
I mean, the Halloween one, I got a rock over and over. Like, who stands out rocks to begin with? This town hates this boy, and he needs to move away, but not on Christmas. On Christmas, he is fine, and he's going to make it. And if that doesn't get you through the holidays, I don't know what will.
You feel very strongly about this.
I've been very passionate. I just got into a rant about Spider-Man earlier, and I'm still riding on that right now, to be honest. So, but on that note, that is going to do it for us here on this special edition of Popcorn Bucket List. By the time this comes out, the latest Some Show will be out. You guys made a gingerbread house. That was no, you did good.
Whoa.
You did good. You did good.
Did you eat it?
I'm surprised you didn't crush it, but
I'm not proud of my
You pulled it. You
Emotions.
pulled it off though.
Did you eat it though?
I did not handle myself very well.
Oh my god. It doesn't stick.
But did you eat the gingerbread house?
I may have tried a few things.
Okay.
Eat a few shingles.
Yeah.
Take off the rain gutter.
Anything off the trolley there? We'll take the lot.
Which mic is he again?
You'll never guess.
There it is. Also, just as a reminder, the Marshall 6 Theater is open during the holiday seasons. A lot of big blockbusters coming out here in these past few weeks, so please go check those out. For myself, a muted Ryan Meyerberg, and special guest Bailey Tomasic, we'd like to thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you at the movies.